Okay, so I'm going to go over number 48. This is from the 3.3 homework, page 279. So number 48 wants us to find all of the real zeros and then use the quadratic formula if necessary, which it will be on this one. So your first step is to find your possible zeros. So that's where we look at the factors of our constant, or our last number, which is -2. So factors of -2 would be 1 times 2, both of them plus or minus. And then factors of the leading coefficient go on the bottom, which in this case is 3. So factors of 3 would be plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 3. So then my possible roots, or possible zeros, would be on the top we have plus or minus 1 over 1, which would be 1. Then 1 over 3, which would be 1/3. And then we have 2 over 1, which is 2. And then 2 over 3, which is 2/3. So those are my possibilities. 1, 1/3, 2, 2/3, all of them plus or minus. Then we would check to see which one works, and this is the point where you can speed things up a little bit by typing in that into your calculator and looking at the graph, seeing where it crosses the x-axis. If we look carefully, it does cross at -1/3. You could approximate that and then use synthetic division to check. You could also do trace on your calculator and then type in -1 divided by 3 and make sure it gives you y equals 0. But either way, we're going to have to prove it with synthetic division. So I'm going to do -1/3 in the box, put my coefficients off to the side, and make sure that we get remainder 0. So we bring down the 3. 3 times -1/3 is -1. -5 and -1 make -6. So -6 times -1/3 is 2. Wait for the bell. -8 and 2 is -6. -6 times -1/3 is 2. -2 plus 2 is 0. So that it does work. That means I have a solution at x equals -1/3. So that is one of my solutions to this problem, my zeros. To find the other ones, we could keep going, but what we can also do is stop here and solve it from here. So this is a quadratic formula, 3x squared minus 6x minus 6. I'm going to do greatest common factor. I'm going to divide everything by 3 to just start with, just to make the numbers smaller. That'll make it easier to do quadratic formula. And then I'm going to do quadratic formula. So -b, which is +2, plus or minus -2 squared, b squared minus 4ac, 4 times 1 times -2, all over 2a. So inside my square root, I have -2 squared would be 4. Minus 4 times 1 times -2, that would be a positive, because negative times negative is a positive. So 4 plus 8, which is 12, so square root of 12. Then we're going to reduce that square root of 12. That would be 4 and 3 and 2 and 2. So I have a pair of 2. So that reduces down to be 2 plus or minus. We're pulling out the 2, and then the 3 gets left inside, all over 2. And then we can reduce that even further. I'm going to come over here. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 1 plus or minus 1 squared root of 3 would be my other solution. So that is how I do that problem.